Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm back here at this generator job, and since I've been gone, the mechanical section for the gas piping has been done. And so today we are here to install the cold weather heater for the battery and for the oil canister. And also install our new 26R battery with a minimum of 540 cranking amps, which is unique because up until this point I've done 22, I've done 24s. They all require a minimum of 525 cranking amps for the battery, but this one is a 26 kilowatt, and we're going to be installing that battery today with a minimum of 540 cranking amps. So as you can see here, we have our generator hookup for the gas. This is good here. This is our valve. I have it turned off since I'm going to be working in there. You slam this down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a protective cover like I did on mine over here, just so it's aesthetically pleasing. As you can see, it's been quite a long run for them to get the gas piping over here. A lot of 45s and 90s and a lot of ups and downs. So each one of these 90s actually is a part of the calculation, which is why we really need to run the 1.25 inch line. I'm going to count these up. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 already. And then I believe this goes underneath the porch here, which is fine. It's a nice little run. It's probably a ton of work to get done. I wasn't here to see him do it. So I think we counted 5 90s. We go 6 and 7. That all counts against the amount of pressure that's actually going through there. And so you have to calculate that into your equation to get the right gas piping. We got a few more here. 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll just count that as 9. Looks like 245s. And then, of course, over here is where our gas main is. 11. And then finally, over here for the gas main, 12, 13. So we got 13 90s in this run. But he is all set now with this new galvanized piping. I'm a little surprised he didn't paint it, as that might rust, but that's not my department. I'm not sure that steel, if that's stainless, I don't know what it is, but I'd be concerned about it rusting. Maybe that's just me. It's already passed the inspection, so we are good there. I also got to run the low voltage wiring for the smart switch so that it'll lock out the air conditioning should the generator not have enough power to start, should something else be running electrically where the 2 air conditioners won't start. And the way we do that is we interrupt the condensing, the coil, the contactor inside the condenser to a contact that's normally closed. And if there's not enough power for the generator to hook it up, it opens up that contact, making it normally open, and therefore current can't pass through and the air conditioners won't start. This is the 26R battery, 575 minimum cranking amps right there, cold cranking amps I should say, CCR. I'm getting mixed up in the mechanics of it so the wire doesn't burn off or something stupid like that. This is going to stick right here. So let's peel this sticker off of here. Now the main thing that you should know on this here is that I've unplugged the module that connects the 240 volts out to the unit, and I wait to do that so there's no accidents here. So as I'm tying in, there's no power here at the generator just yet, including the battery, because we set that up last. All right, now this next part here is to register the generator through Generac. And we used to have to call up and give them all our dealer information, obviously the serial number, but now it's all automated. So what we have to do is contact activategen.com, and the directions are right here. It'll send me a number that I set up into the Evolution controller. Then we're able to start it up. And before we do any full transfer, we always like to let the generator run for about 5 minutes before shutting it off. Let it cool for a few minutes, and then we'll check for the standby status. They ask you, yes, I am the owner of this unit, or no, I am installing the unit for the owner. I'm installing the unit for the owner. Next, select the fuel type. This is natural gas. And really, this is just all quality control. All right, so we set up the wizard. It's the wizard. We set up the controller, and it's obviously telling me that switch to off, charger's missing the AC. And the reason why it's missing the AC, which stands for the alternating current to charge the 26R battery, is because this module here is unplugged. And the reason why I unplugged that is so everything inside there is safe while I'm working and I don't get a major shock. But now I'm going to plug it back in, and then eventually we're going to run our wiring over here to AC1 and AC2, and we're going to come in through the bottom. I already drilled a hole here for the low voltage wire, and we're just going to follow along the trim of the house over to our air conditioner. Now let's see if the charger missing AC went away, and it did. This controller is everything. If you don't have power, maybe your fuse right here, the 7.5 amp fuse is broken. It should be in. This is actually what protects the controller from an overvoltage, maybe from the battery or some kind of an issue. So check that. Right now I have it in the off position. When I start the gas up here in a second, I'm going to do manual and see if it turns on. This here is the valve for the gas. I turned it off while I was working on it. And we certainly want to make sure we're ready to do that by closing this up, and then we'll let her run for a few minutes. Before we do that, I want to make sure that the valve over by the main is actually on. All right, so this is our main right here. I'm not sure the size of that, but I'm going to assume that it's okay. So they just tapped in right here with this T, then this 90, then this other 90, and then this union right here to connect them to. And obviously it runs all the way across bottom of the deck there, underneath the deck, to supply power. There is no shutoff outside, which I'm a little surprised. I didn't see that. But I'm not the mechanical guy, so let's see. We're gonna get her started up. Transfer's open, rather the transfer switch is open, the generator's open, and I'm going to try this manually. The valve is open right here. The gas should be flowing. We're gonna try this manually. All right, so I'm in the driveway here, and you can tell It is kind of loud. I want to say that's close to 67 decibels total. But here I am in the front yard, and it's not too loud. All right, we're gonna, the homeowner is giving me the time to turn off the main breaker right here and check the transfer. And we hope there's no problems. Everything's connected except for that low voltage to the air conditioners. But I haven't heard those kick on yet, so I'm not too concerned about that.
I turned them off.
Oh, so they're not even on?
I turned them off for the trip.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna turn off this main breaker, and 15 seconds or less, the generator should kick on. Transfer the load from this coil to that coil, and away we go. That's if I did it right. You never know. So far, so good. Yes! Hang on. Go inside and see if there's power. Looks like the lights are on. This light's on. Leo with an L.
It's Leo, yeah.
Hi, Leo.
He gets very excited.
Okay, so the generator's been running. The load test worked. There's power inside the house. Now the final thing for proper operation is to turn the main circuit breaker back on and have the coils go from the emergency back up to the utility, and then a minute later, the generator should shut off. Now this will start a little countdown inside there, inside the controller, and it'll shut down in about a minute or so. Looks like I did pretty good, Ron. I think I just got to put the cover back on there.
High five, man.
Yeah, awesome.
Great job, bro.
Proud owner, right? Thank you very much.
Thanks, thank you. Excellent job.
That makes me very happy. This is the final product. Obviously, we came out of the meter. We supply power to the automatic transfer switch. This becomes the emergency disconnect and the service disconnect. We installed the whole house surge protector as required. We put in the bonding bridge. We ran our low voltage wires to our condensing units to block out the air conditioning load should the generator not have enough power to start those air conditioners. And that is a wrap on this. If you like this kind of work and you like this kind of content, obviously, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see some more videos. I update as often as I can. I'm a busy man. As you know, I'm also an instructor. And if I don't finish this video now, I'm going to be late going to class tonight. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.